Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a hump day here at the Jersey Shore. It's a cool, crisp morning. I woke up this morning, stepped outside to a rather cool morning. It made me a little angry that I decided to sleep with the air on last night. I was like, well, certainly didn't need the air last night, did I? It was one of those mornings where I had my cup of coffee, sitting out on the porch, very quiet, peaceful, beautiful sunrise, pink sky. I had seen on Facebook that there was a wonderful sunset last night. Joe and I went to bed at 8 last night, so we completely missed the sunset, but I did get to view the beautiful sunrise. So as I'm sitting out on the porch, I'm hearing the morning doves, the ducks, the seagulls, the fish are jumping in the lagoon. What a nice, peaceful morning. It's a great way to get the day started. I wanted to mention that I received a text from my brother yesterday about yesterday's podcast. So thank you, Joe, for listening. Never sure when people are listening or when they're not, so I'm happy to hear that he must be listening. He texted me that Kesha's version of This Is Me is fantastic. I said, I know. That's what I told you. And he went on to, I guess, listen to the whole Greatest Showman Reimagined and said how much he was enjoying it. So I love that I can help people discover new, awesome things. And like I said, I have listened to that song now, both the Kesha version, the original version, and the remix version with Missy Elliott, who I didn't even know was still around rapping, a billion times by now. I should know all the words, but I still keep singing the wrong parts at wrong times and all that. But I'll get it down, and then I'm going to karaoke style it. No, I don't know. I don't know if I can do karaoke. I did karaoke once when I was very young. Me and two of my girlfriends sang She Works Hard for the Money by Donna Summer. And everybody said, I don't know who picked that song. I certainly wouldn't have picked that song from Donna Summer. There's so many other songs from Donna Summer I would have picked. And then when we were done, everybody was like, yeah, you guys didn't really know the words. You could tell. So it wasn't a good experience. I haven't done it since, but I did tell Joe, my husband, that I want to do karaoke at some point. Apparently the Moose Lodge around here has a karaoke night, and I might be willing to do that. The Moose is one of those places where it's not, you know, it's mostly a bit of an older crowd and all that, and we are members. I am a moose. I'm a woman of the moose. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I was very excited that I at least touched one person and encouraged one person to listen to this song, to give the music a chance. And they made a wonderful discovery. Sorry, Tucker, I cannot play ball with you right now. Just not the time. So when it comes to New Jersey, there's always this battle between North Jersey and South Jersey. And then the whole Central Jersey, that's a whole other story. A lot of people insist that Central Jersey doesn't exist, that you're either from North Jersey or you're from South Jersey. And South Jersey and North Jersey, it is almost like a rivalry because they're each attached to different cities. If you're from South Jersey, you tend to go towards the Philadelphia area. And if you're from North Jersey, you go with the New York area. Even their sports teams, what have you, their mentality, their accent. So I was reading a story on a radio station website about whether you tip your gas attendant. New Jersey is still one of the lucky states that has people pump their gas for them. I love it. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I had to pump my own gas. Everybody's like, oh, it's not a big deal. Just pump your own gas. Okay, you do it in January. You do it in the middle of a snowstorm. You do it in the rain a couple of times, and you'll be very grateful to sit in your nice, warm car on your duff and not have to get out. So I still love the fact that they pump your gas for you here. So there seemed to be this question of whether you tip the gas station attendant. Apparently, those in North Jersey do not. Those in South Jersey do. So they put the question out there, and this is a South Jersey radio station. So the predominant amount of people said they do indeed tip $1, $2. If it's, the weather conditions are bad. At the holidays, I have tipped at the holidays. This past year, and I think the year before, when I was working up north, I went to the same gas station every day after work. And, this guy really got to know me. He would ask me questions when I got, when I got into a little wreck with my car. I had a rental, and he's like, "Oh, did you get a new car?" I'm like, "Nah, it's just a rental. I had surgery last year on my arm, so I was all bandaged up." And he's like, "Oh, what happened to your arm?" So, I gave him a nice big tip at Christmas time. The year before that, I just happened to be getting gas on my way to Pennsylvania on Christmas Eve. Just gave the guy like a $5 tip. Thought it was something nice to do for the holidays. I do not like to feel obligated to tip anybody. I think it's bad enough I have to tip the shampoo girl. I'm not going to get into this again. I think that the shampoo girl should be tipped like waitresses have to tip the busboy. It should come out of their tips. They're taking a job that should be the hairdresser's job. Just my opinion, because I know that I have hairdressers that listen to me. And I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just saying that when I'm paying $120 for a service, then I have to tip the hairdresser on top of it, usually about $20. Then I have to throw in another $5 for the shampoo girl. I think it's crazy. And I'm going to say the same thing about gas station attendants. Yes, they have to work in the cold. Yes, they have to work in stormy conditions. Yes, they knew this when they went and got the job. I know some people, can't be that choosy when it comes to the job that they have. But, when I worked in radio, I had to be at work no matter what the weather conditions were. Now, sometimes they would put us up in a hotel if it was going to be snowy. But I still had to drive from the hotel to the radio station. And I remember before I knew where the hotel was, I had said, "Well, is it possible to walk?" She's like, "Well, you could, but I wouldn't want to." Well, yeah, because it's like a mile and a half away. I'm going to walk a mile and a half in a snowstorm down a windy road? No. So I had to, do extra work, and I had to sleep away from my family in a hotel the night before, and then, brave treacherous conditions on the road, because that's the worst part. People don't, really think about. We're always the first ones on the road because we have to be at work so early. A lot of times they haven't even been plowed yet. So I used to risk my life, literally risk my life to get to work. These people are not risking their lives. Well, they might be risking limbs if it's that cold, but nobody gave me extra money. I didn't get tipped. I don't know. Maybe I'm being selfish about it. That's okay. It's just my opinion. Like I said, I do not tip gas attendants on a regular basis, but I do give them something at the holidays, whether they are my regular gas attendant or not. I do not currently have a regular gas attendant. The position is open if anybody would like to fill it. Apparently, nobody would because I don't tip. But I don't get gas that much anymore. It's one of the good things about not having to drive up to Monmouth County every day is I'm saving a ton of money on gas. I do need to get gas today. I'm usually a Wawa gas girl. That is not where I went when I was going up north. But yeah, back to the whole divide. I live in Ocean County. Right above us is Monmouth County. And the Ocean-Monmouth County line seems to be the dividing line between North and South Jersey. So when I worked in Monmouth County, our station kind of serviced both Monmouth and Ocean. And we do get grouped together a lot, Ocean and Monmouth. That's why I think it's funny that Monmouth is in the upper echelon and Ocean is in the lower echelon. Because if you go to Monmouth County and they say the city, they mean New York. If you go down to, well, even like Tom's River and Brick in that area, they're probably going to head up north to New York as well. But, get down, especially down below Ocean County, say you get to Tuckerton, or then, you hit Atlantic County. When they say the city, they mean Philadelphia. So it is kind of crazy. You know, New Jersey doesn't really have their own teams, which is funny because the Giants and the Jets both play in New Jersey. We had the New Jersey Nets, which I don't believe are in New Jersey anymore. I think they're in Brooklyn. And, of course, there is the New Jersey Devils. So, is that it? I think so. I think that's the only professional sports team left, unless I am mistaken. Baseball, no. Football, no. Basketball, no. Yeah, I think it's just the Devils. And so I got a message from the Devils yesterday, actually. A very aggressive email asking when would be a good time to call me because she wanted to discuss the possibility of me getting Devils season tickets. It was a very aggressive move. I deleted the email and I will ignore it. But I don't know. I was on one hand a little impressed. On the other hand, I was like, back off a little bit. Just back off a little bit. Today's topic of the day. This comes from last week. I was trying to still be good. It was Friday. I was trying to not, eat badly. I'm trying to hold off and just eat. I hate to use the term badly, but you know what I mean. I was trying to still stick with my chicken and my vegetables or whatever for dinner. I'm trying to stick to that on Friday nights as well. It's hard because Fridays we like to get some pizza, maybe have a couple beers. But I told you I was really trying to, toe the line and, keep with my chicken and vegetables for Friday night's dinner. So he was on his own. And he decided to make some mac and cheese. Okay, I love me some mac and cheese. We do the, regular Kraft, the box. That's what I love. You love what you grew up on. That's what I grew up on, and I love it. So he put a couple other things in. He put some ham in it. What else did he put in it? He said he was going to put some frozen veggies in it, and then he ended up not doing that because he said, "Oh, maybe I'll put some frozen veggies in it." And I was like, "Gross." So he grabs a spoon and heads on into the living room to eat his mac and cheese, and I'm like, "Spoon? What are you doing? Eat it with a spoon." We've had this conversation before. Joe eats rice with a spoon too. I don't eat anything with a spoon unless it's soup or ice cream. I believe everything else is a fork to me. To me, food needs a fork. Stew, obviously, you're going to use a spoon for that. So I thought I'd put that out there. What do you use when you eat mac and cheese? Is it a spoon or is it a fork? We got a number of interesting comments. We've got Kim that says either one. If it's a side dish, I use a fork. If it's just by itself, I use a spoon. Interesting. I almost always have mac and cheese as a meal, and I will use a fork for that. However, Joe was using a spoon, and it was his meal. Lauren says, I never thought about it. I guess it always depends on what kind of pasta I use and if it's creamy or baked. Yeah, you wouldn't dig a spoon into something baked, would you? Would you? Fork, Joan says. Fork is the only way, according to Jim. Now, John says the correct answer is whichever is closest. Diane says, I make it so thick you need a fork. Spoons are for sissies. John says a tablespoon. I guess he just likes to shovel it in. Get as much of that bad stuff on that bad boy of a spoon and get it in. Joe, my husband, responded. He said spoon. Gets more in my mouth. Dennis says I use a spoon. It's easier to get in the trash. I guess he's not a fan of mac and cheese. Wilbur says whatever is available. And Beverly says if you have to use a spoon, it's not made correctly. So she is fork. And then Adele put hashtag Team Fork. I love it. I love it. So I did some tallying of the votes. And here is how the standings came out. Fork, 16 votes. Spoon, 6 votes. Both or depends, 5 votes. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I commented back to Joe that you have to be a psychopath to use a spoon. Seems a little crazy to me. It's a fork, people. What is wrong with you?